Greetings hobbyists, this is Artisans of All. And in this video series we're having a look at some of the less talked about extensions in Blender that are worth your time checking out. And in this video we're having a look at Mesh Align Plus, and thanks to Will for sending this one across. So once we have Mesh Align Plus installed, if we hit N to bring up the N panel, you'll notice we now have this Align feature and all of the functions that come with Mesh Align Plus, and there's a lot of them. We're just going to discuss a few of them here, probably the ones that are most obviously important, but I'd really like to do a deep dive into this and look at a few more of these if people are interested. So we'll start with aligning points. So what we need to do is start with the object that we're going to align and then move on to the object we're going to align it to. So for example here, if we come in and select, let's say, that vertex, I can say I want to start alignment with that vertex. Tab out, come into this object, select the vertex we want to align it to and click Align to Active, and it's moved to it. Great, really easy. Now we have a similar option if we just come here to align lines, and we could do exactly the same thing if we wanted to. Now this one carries a little bit more information with it, so if I select here, we'll go into 2 for edge mode. I want to start alignment with that. You can also Alt and Q with your mouse over the object you want to move to in edit mode, and then click there and align to active, and we've jumped. So really handy. Or if we wanted to, and we want to start that again, let's move on to this one. I could select, let's say, this edge here, start alignment, and then go to, let's say, this edge here, and then align to active. But this isn't flipping or rotating in any way. Everything's keeping approximately the same alignment, except for, that's just R and Z, this will work fixing this situation because we've only rotated it in one axis, if that makes sense. So for example, if we come here and start alignment, come to here and then align to active, you'll notice it rotates round. But if this was rotated in a different way, let's just do that and then try and do the same thing. So here, then start alignment, come to this one, and then align to active, you'll notice it hasn't sorted out this rotation because we can align this edge without that rotation. And then finally, that is where Align Panels is going to come involved. This is going to allow us to do much more and allow us to align in, well, 3 dimensions. So say we've got this object here, I'm going to add in an array, let's just use hard ops for that, and say we wanted to align this to this face here. Now, what we don't do for this is select whole faces because that could have any number of vertices. What we need to do is create a triangle because triangles are always flat, so you don't have any issues with your alignment. So we're going to come in here, let's come into Align Planes, and I'm going to go into vertex mode and select that vertex there, and that vertex there, creating a triangle, if we can see that. So we're going to click Start Alignment, come into this object, and then there, shift click and there to create a similar triangle, and then we're going to align active and we'll notice it has aligned everything perfectly. Now this to me seems absolutely fantastic. I think there's going to be a massive amount of use for this. People have asked me for videos where we can try to reconstruct models from different parts if you've got STLs, and this would be exactly the sort of function that we want to do it. Now there are some added bonuses to this. Let's come over here to where we've got another example where if we notice this wasn't actually sort of the right size. So we can also use one of these other functions to fix that as well. So let's just come into Match Edge Scale. So here I could select this edge, so just that one, and click Start Match, and then come into this object, select that edge, and then Match to Active. And then this has shrunk that size down. Or I guess we could do it the other way around, might make sense. So we can come in here, select that edge, click there to start that again, so Start Match, come into that one and then Match to Active, and it's correctly sized it. Now just to prove that that's worked, let's come into our Align Planes and we want to come to this plane. We could do this with edges instead, so I'm going to select those and then click Start Alignment and then come into this one and then that edge and align to active, and you can see it's perfectly fitting. So when making little components and parts that we want to join to edges or faces, that looks really helpful as well. The last one that I thought I'd mention was this axis rotate, another awesome function, which let's say we've got an object here. Normally we'd be able to rotate this fairly easily. It is in line with itself, so I can just R and then Z if I wanted to. so to rotate that around, or that's actually the world's Z line as well, so that's not going to be a problem. But here, if we came to this edge, so this edge here, we can't do that. It's neither the local orientation or the world orientation. But we can if we go to axis rotation. Here we just say, well, I want to rotate axis on this line, and we set how much we want this to be, let's say 45 degrees, and rotate around active. And you can see this keeps rotating it 45 degrees each time until we've gone all the way around to where we were. And then you can do this with different areas as well. So I could select this one and then once again rotate that. So really, really quick and easy to use. You just select an edge and now it's going to rotate around it. Now, as I say, there is more to this, as you can tell. For each option, we also have, as well as the easy align option, we have an expert option, which gives you more option when grabbing sources. So, for example, instead of just using edges, we can use things like averages or normals or the cursor. There's a lot to this. It's very, very clever. The documentation on this is pretty extensive. And if you don't know how to find documentation, if you just go to Edit, Preferences, and come to your Mesh Align, click on extensions.blender.org to take you to the extension warehouse, and this will normally give you some details of it. So for example here it says actually we've got a wiki on this, click on the wiki and you've got all of the information about what you can do and how you do all the different functions, and it's really nicely laid out. So thanks again, Will, for bringing that to my attention. I can see lots of people finding that really handy for a range of uses. If you are enjoying this series on free extensions, please hit that like button. It lets me know what I should be doing more of. And if you're really inclined to help out with the YouTube algorithm, leave a comment, let me know what you think, or even better, tell me any other free extensions that you think I should be having a look at. Hope to see you in the next video, and have a great day.